Okay guys, today we have this reel to recreate. Let's start this reel from scratch. First of all, let's make a new comp and you can set the size of reel to 1080 by 1920. Change the name to name and press OK. Let's add a background. First of all, we will make a new solid and we will drag and drop the effect. 4 color gradient. Okay. Actually, we need 3 colors. Simply select first color, second and third, and we will move the fourth color outside of the screen. Okay, let's change the yellowish color. Okay, let's change the green color to white and the third blue color to first one. Let's import our assets. To remove the green screen, simply effect key light and select the color. Press Ctrl D to duplicate it and move the other layer on this side. Okay, let's add our restaurant layer. Scale it. Okay, let's add our text. Okay, let's animate the text. Simply go to text properties, go to animate, add opacity, make it 0. Go to range selector 1 and make the keyframe at -100. Go to 1 second, make it 0. Go to advanced, character to words, scale to ramp up, is high -50, is low 100. Let's add another property. Simply add position and make it around 50. Let's add another property, blur, and make it 30. Okay, our text animation is ready. Okay, now we will add the shadow of this layer like I added here. You can see. To make the shadow, simply select the pen tool and make a shape like this. Okay, let's add gradient to this shape and change the colors of the gradient. Okay, move the shape behind the restaurant layer and our shadow is ready. Okay, now we will add shape layer. Select the convert vertex tool to smooth the curve. Like this. Just disable this fill and add stroke. Okay. Simply move this layer behind our restaurant layer. Okay, let's animate the shape layer. Simply go to add trim path and make a keyframe at 0 and a second keyframe at 100. Select the keyframe and ease them. Okay, move the shadow layer with this PNG. Simply parent it. Select the shape and parent it to restaurant. Now we will move the restaurant layer. Select the keyframes and ease them. Okay, let's animate these two layers. Simply select these two, press P for position, make a keyframe and first keyframe at this point. Select both keyframe and ease them. Okay, let's make a Gaussian blur to both of trees layer. Copy it and paste it to the other layer. Okay, our first scene is ready. Okay, let's make a new null object. This is our null. This will control all the transition between the scenes. Select all the layers except this shape layer because we already parented it to restaurant layer. Select the restaurant, parent it to null, and the text to null, and the other three layers to null. Okay, press P on null object for position. Around 3 seconds, we will make a keyframe and move this to left. Okay, select the keyframes and ease them. Okay, let's make our next scene here. Simply make a new solid, add grid, change the color to black, corner point to width slider and adjust the values. We can lower the opacity. Let's pre-compose it and add a mask. Let's add feather to the mask. Okay. Press U on the null object and change the position of our second scene. Okay. Let's add the PNGs for the second frame. To remove the green screen, simply add key light effect and select the color. Adjust the positions. Okay, let's add this counter effect. Okay, let's make a new text and type whatever you want. Adjust the position. Okay, to make the counter effect, we need a plugin. I have already installed Mobar. You can download it from Google. Simply go to text and add number counter. Press U for the keyframes. Okay, to separate the thousands, simply go to symbols and add comma. Okay, our counter is ready. Let's make shadow of this layer like I added here. You can see. Simply go to shape layer and select ellipse tool. Close the stroke and enable the fill. Move this shape behind the timer layer. You can lower the opacity. Okay. Let's add other elements like these icons. scale them and mask them one by one. Select the layer, go to ellipse tool, press shift for perfect circle and select one shape. Okay. First icon is ready, simply duplicate it and change the mask. Duplicate it and change the mask from one icon to other. Duplicate it, change the mask to other. Okay. Let's enter the anchor point of all these layers and scale it. Okay. We can change the color of the icon, simply drag and drop the effect right on. Change shadows to this color. Okay, copy the effect, paste it to other layers. We can add drop shadow. Copy the drop shadow and paste to other layers. Okay, let's make a new shape layer. Let's increase the roundness and add our new text. Let's adjust the scale and position. Okay, let's duplicate it and add months. We can actually change the font. Let's animate these two text layers. Okay, I will use a plugin, Animation Composer. And for this one, I will drag and drop the effect typewriter. Press U for keyframes and adjust the keyframes. Okay. We can add the pop animation to these four icons. Simply select all the icons, go to Windows. You can download this extension from Google. It's free. Simply go to motion preset and add whatever you want. I'm gonna use this one. Arrange them one by one. Okay, let's add animation to this shape layer. Simply change the anchor point to the right side and add scale. Don't forget to unlink the scale properties. At this point, make it 0. Press F9 to reach the keyframes. Okay, let's duplicate the layer, make the fill to black and add CC radial fast blur. Okay, let's change the position of the center. Press U and the last keyframe at this point. Okay, we will animate this layer. Press P for position and R for rotation. Press U. Okay, move this to the right and rotate it a little bit. Select the keyframes, ease and ease, and make the graph like this. We can parent the shadow of this layer. Also, we can parent the calendar layer to this layer. Okay, now we need to parent all these layers to null object. Select them one by one and parent them to null object. And the calendar layer, we already parented it to timer. Simply we will select the timer layer to null object. Months, 3, this shape layer, this one, parent them to null. And this grid layer, parent it to null. Okay. Around 6 seconds, we will cut the scene. Select all the layers, Ctrl Shift D and delete. Okay, let's jump into the third scene. We need simply a grid and the text, then we will make this shape. Let's duplicate the grid, Ctrl D and move it at the top. We will unlink the parent. Let's add our text. We can simply duplicate this text and move it upward. Simply select the text layer and move it towards our active frame. Let's add a new text. Let's make a new shape layer. Simply make a rectangle. Close the fill and add stroke. Let's change the color of this to black. Okay, to add these rectangles, simply select the rectangle tool and make rectangles. Stroke 0 and fill solid. Duplicate it. Duplicate both of them, Ctrl D and change the position. Okay, we can change the color. Copy the color code and paste it to the layers. Let's add our pointer layer. Scale it. Okay, now we will animate it. Okay, to animate this shape layer, simply parent all these rectangles to this shape and change the anchor point of this shape from center to top left corner. Select the layer, press S for scale, make a keyframe, and first keyframe at 0. Okay, let's ease the keyframes. Okay, to move this pointer with this shape layer, simply parent the pointer layer to shape layer. Okay, let's make a transition between second and third scene. At this point, we will make animation to the second scene. Make a keyframe, go around 1 second, and move the null towards upward. Okay. Actually, we already parented this text layer to null. Simply unlink it and change the position. Okay, at this point, we will parent this layer to null. We're not gonna parent pointer layer because it's already parented to this shape layer. Also, these 4 layer, we will only parent shape this one, text, and background of the grid. Parent all these 3 to null. Okay, let's move the keyframes. And increase the duration. Actually, we can change the color of this text to grayish. Okay. Let's make transition between third and fourth scene. Simply make a keyframe of position and move them towards left. Okay, at this point we will cut our third scene. Control Shift D and delete. Okay, let's jump into the fourth scene. This one. We will add the city layer. Scale it. Let's make a new shape layer. Simply select the pen tool and make a shape. Close the fill, add stroke. Okay, move the shape layer behind the city layer and change the color. Let's duplicate this text and move it towards our fourth scene. We will change the position of the text to here. We will also unlink the parent. Okay, let's make animation to the stroke layer. Simply select the stroke layer, add trim paths and make a keyframe at end value. Okay, our fourth scene is ready. Let's parent all these three layers to null object. Okay, press U on the null object towards the keyframes and move them at the point where our transition starts. Okay, at this point we will add another keyframe of position and move the position upward. Okay, after this transition our fifth scene will start. This is our fifth scene. Okay, to make this, simply duplicate the shape layer, Ctrl D, move it upward, remove the parent, press U for keyframes and remove the keyframes. Let's adjust the position. Now we will animate start properties. Let's add first keyframe at 100 and second at 0. Press U and ease the keyframes. Okay. Now press U on the null object and parent this layer to null object. Okay, let's add the PNGs and adjust the scale and position. Okay, we will parent this to null. Okay, let's duplicate the text and move it towards our fifth scene. We will need to change the position of this text. Okay, our text is ready in random text. Okay, let's parent this text layer to null. Okay, let's jump into the next scene. For the next scene, we will need to make this shape layer and the text layers. Simply go to comp, make a new comp, press OK. Let's change the comp setting. $3,000 by 1,000. Okay. Let's add proportional grid and select the pen tool. Simply make a shape like this. Select all the points, go to pen tool, select convert vertex tool, alt click. Okay, our shape is ready. Simply lower the stroke, Copy this shape layer, Ctrl C, and move it in the main comp. Okay, let's make a transition between this scene. Simply press P for position. At this point, we will animate our fifth scene. Now let's make a keyframe, and at this point, we will make it towards left. Okay, around here, we'll start our new scene. Simply select the layer, convert it to 3D, and change the position. Rotate it at 90. Okay, let's change the color to grayish. Okay, duplicate it and change the color to something like this. Okay, let's add trim path. Press U and ease the keyframes. Okay. Duplicate any text layer, Ctrl D, unlink the parent and move it to this scene. Simply select the text layer and change the position. Let's make a new shape layer. Stroke at 4 or 5. Change the color to black and adjust the layer. Add trim path and make keyframes. We can also add dots to this line. Simply go to shape, stroke and add dashes. Okay, we need to adjust the keyframes of the text layer. Okay, let's add this location icon. Simply drag and drop the PNG and adjust the scale and position. To change the color, simply add fill and change the color. Okay, we will add drop shadow. Okay, let's add a new text. Simply duplicate it. Okay, this scene is ready. Now we will parent all these layers to the null object. First of all, select the layers and parent it to null. Press U. Let's move all the scene layers with this keyframe. Okay, We can increase the duration. Okay, at this point we will add this icon to animate. Simply go to animation composer and add pop-up animation. Okay, as you can see, the path is visible in this scene. Simply select both these layers, press T, make opacity keyframes. Okay, at this point we will cut the scene. Select the layers, Ctrl Shift T and delete. Okay, let's make the final scene. Let's add our frame icon, rotate it and scale it. Okay, we will add this PNG to this frame. Simply rotate it and scale. To change the color of this white layer, simply drag and drop the effect right one. Change white, whatever you like. Okay, we're gonna use this one. Simply select both layers and pre-compose them. Okay, let's make scale and rotation keyframe. Okay, let's duplicate it. Press U, remove the scale keyframe and adjust the position of this layer. Duplicate it again and move it here. We can adjust the rotation of these layers. Okay, let's add Gaussian blur. Copy it and paste it to the other layer. Let's add the text layer. Simply duplicate any text, Ctrl D, move it upward and remove the parent. Adjust the layer and change the text. Let's add this line. Simply duplicate the line we made here, Ctrl D and move it upward. Adjust the scale and rotation. Okay, we can add taper. Simply go to content, shape, stroke 1, taper and add taper. Okay. Let's change the font of this bakery to Times New Roman Italic. Okay, at 18 seconds our scenes will end. To make this transition, simply make a new adjustment layer. Trim it. Press U. Move it here. Let's add invert effect. Make a keyframe. Go around 6 to 10 keyframes. Make it 100. Press U. Make another keyframe at 100. Okay. Our transition is ready. We can also add drop shadow to this layer. Simply drag and drop the drop shadow effect. Okay guys, that's it for today. To get the project file, simply drop a comment and I will share it with you.